us now is Susan Marwil. She is the past president of the National Council of Jewish Women, Michigan, and is currently the co-chair of Courts Matter, Michigan, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Susan, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So you are, as we mentioned, you are the co-chair of Courts Matter, Michigan. Can you start off by telling us about that organization, what it advocates for, and your role with them?
Sure. Courts Matter Michigan is a nonpartisan coalition of diverse organizations united in their efforts to ensure a well-functioning federal judiciary composed of qualified judges who are committed to upholding our core constitutional values such as equality, freedom, and justice for all. The federal judiciary is a vital part of our system of checks and balances, defending American rights. Federal judges who have lifetime appointments make decisions about every aspect of our lives, including the quality of the air we breathe, the water we drink, to workplace safety, fair pay, our reproductive rights, consumer protections, and whom we can marry. So it's a really important piece of education that we're trying to convey to our community and the public.
And then, so what are some of the purposes behind Courts Matter Michigan, some of the efforts that they are making to maintain the sanctity of that federal court? What are they advocating for statewide, and what are they fighting for at the federal level to maintain the purpose, the very important purpose of those federal courts in maintaining our republic?
So I'm not sure, can you just repeat your question?
Yeah, what sort of advocacy is this organization doing, or what sort of steps is your organization taking to fulfill that mission, fulfill that purpose of Courts Matter Michigan?
Yes, so we've gathered a group of organizations in our community to support our educational process. We have about 18 different organizations with us. And what we've done is to present information about the courts to them, how the federal courts are made up, the consistency, how the judges are appointed, the whole process. So we educate our coalition partners to go out and then educate their partners. And their groups. In addition, we send to them a weekly update of what happens on the Hill, what is happening in the courts, who are the judges who are being appointed, to what positions are they being appointed, what their qualifications are. We also ask them to support us, to support those judges that are being appointed, if those judges are the judges who are going to support the issues that they care about. And we encourage them to reach out to their senators. We give them information on how to do that, and let their voices be heard in that way.
And we hear so often, Susan, the phrase elections matter, and especially when it comes to the federal courts, they really do, because at the state level, a lot of these higher courts are elected positions. They are term-limited positions, or at least termed positions that you have to be reelected to. At the federal level, they are appointed by the executive, often by the President of the United States, which means that these elections, those elected officials we put into office, are critical in deciding who's going to be on these federal courts, and who maybe then at the high executive level on the federal side is going to be appointed to fill spots on the Supreme Court as well, which is why it's interesting that you and your former organization, the organization you used to be the president of, the National Council of Jewish Women, Michigan, and Courts Matter, are going to be holding an educational initiative to promote voting and how it relates to the judicial system. Can you tell us about this seminar, what people can learn about the importance of voting in the courts from this initiative?
Right. Yes, it's an interesting combination that people don't really recognize, because, like you said, these federal judges are appointed for lifetime seats. And that's another aspect that the community is not all aware of that fact. But we're very excited about our new initiative. We are spearheading this new program. It's called Courts Matter to Voting Rights. And it is set to educate young people and others on the fundamental right to vote and the importance of voting, and then how it relates to the judicial system, which is what your question was. The program's offered through an informative PowerPoint, and this PowerPoint, I'm just going to tell you about both parts of it, and then I'll try to explain the answer to your question. Section 1 of the materials focuses on voting and voting rights. This section explains why it is important to vote, how voting rights were obtained, what laws are being passed to expand and restrict voting, and what actions can be taken to protect voting rights and free and fair elections. Part 2 provides information about the federal courts and focuses on their role, how court decisions affect one's life, how federal judges are appointed to lifetime seats, and why they matter to voting rights and other issues. So the way that they're connected, the way that I see them connected, is that when we go out and we vote for a candidate, we hope that we are choosing a candidate who supports our issues, the issues that we care about. Our senators that we vote for are right in the driver's seat when it comes to federal judges. So it's really important who we vote for, because if we're voting for senators who do not support the issues that we care about, they are not going to support judges that are going to be on looking at things the way that we believe our needs are. And so that's the connection. And it's not just senators that we're talking about, but all of our representatives. We have tried to build into this PowerPoint presentation the importance of voting for school board or librarian or any other type of voting possibility. All of these seats, no matter what they are important to all of us, because they are whoever we elect is going to look out for interests. We want them to be our interests. So that's the crux of the connection. And I think that there's a really strong connection.
It is really important to make those connections and really understand on a broad scale just how your votes and a state's senatorial votes can really affect these judgeships at the federal level. Because while the person that is elected president of the United States is making these appointments, the appointments aren't final. They are then checked. The check and the balance that is there in our Constitution gives that power to these senators to make the decision whether or not these judges are going to be confirmed for those appointments in those seats, not just on the Supreme Court, but on many of the federal courts as well. We're joined by Susan Marwil. She is the co-chair of Courts Matter Michigan and the past president of the National Council of Jewish Women Michigan, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. And as we see more issues being deliberated on at the federal level, and certainly there's been so much news in the past several months about the leaked draft decision letter regarding Roe versus Wade. Do you fear that at the federal level, especially, but really across the board, that our judgeships are becoming too political because they're intended to be apolitical positions, mostly because they are, as you mentioned earlier, lifetime appointments?
Well, we're a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 organization, and we don't support political individuals. We support issues, and we're concerned about the issues and the decisions, especially, as you say, the recent decision by the Supreme Court. I think that just highlights the need for judges who uphold the core constitutional values and who are fair and independent. And the judgment that's coming sometime soon, if it is going to wipe out Roe v. Wade, I personally don't believe that that's really looking out for the greatest good. And I don't think that it's a decision that's fair, that's a fair decision. And I don't think that it supports constitutional values. So I do believe, though, that we are going to try to get young people, especially our target was young people, but our initiative is designed for everyone. We would like them to learn about the process by which these judges are appointed and how their vote can assist in this process and achieve their goal of appointing judges who are going to look out for their interests.
So how is your organization, how is Courts Matter Michigan going about reaching that younger audience? Are you going to colleges and universities, going to high schools, a little bit of both? And if so, how can those programs be engaged with by educators at those levels?
We're reaching out to a lot of the groups in the different colleges, the community colleges and high schools, seniors. We are touching base with a superintendent of the schools to see if we, in the fall, before elections, can have this PowerPoint presentation presented. We're reaching out to civic teachers and hopefully getting them to use the PowerPoint presentation. We are also asking our coalition partners to look out to find groups to use the presentation with. It's free. We have handouts, we have a script, we have a facilitation guide that all goes along with it. So it's a very easy presentation to use. It's user-friendly and extremely informative. We are looking for more ways that we can spread the word and get this program out. So we would love to have anyone assist us. And if you have an idea or you'd like to use it yourself, I invite you to either write to courtsmattermichigan@gmail.com, or you can call 248-355-3300, extension 8, and we will be happy to hear from you.
Again, that email address, courtsmattermichigan@gmail.com, courtsmattermichigan@gmail.com, or you can call the National Council of Jewish Women Michigan. Phone number 248-355-3300, extension number 8, 248-355-3300, extension number 8, to get in contact with the National Council of Jewish Women, which is the organization that is powering Courts Matter Michigan. We're joined by the co-chair of Courts Matter Michigan and former president of the National Council of Jewish Women of Michigan, Susan Marwil, on the Michigan Megacast. Susan, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that people should know about Courts Matter Michigan at this time, or what are some other ways that individuals can get involved as well with your organization and help spread the message that you are spreading in our communities?
Well, I think by talking about it, and also the individuals are free to reach out to that Gmail account, that Gmail address, or to call. We love all the help that we can get to get this out. We would be happy to share it with you if you will let us know.
Susan, we appreciate your time. Thank you for telling us about Courts Matter Michigan, your advocacy, your message, and how people can get in contact for more information and to give this presentation, particularly to those young first-time or second or third-time voters as we head into election season. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.